Hey guys, what's up? It's Sachika. Welcome to my channel where I do art, student and lifestyle content. So if you're interested in any of that, head down below and subscribe. I hope you're having an amazing day and let's get into it. So this is my reading journal setup. If you guys looked at the title at all before clicking on this video, and if it wasn't obvious. Okay, so you guys don't know this about me, but I actually love to read. When I was younger, you would never see me with my phone in my hand, or I mean, it's not like I had a smartphone back then, but I used to love reading. And fun fact about that, I've actually read the Harry Potter series 7 times. Like the entire series, I've read it 7 times, each and every book. Isn't that insane? I was a little bit obsessed. So wherever I used to go, I used to have a book with me, whether that was school, whether that was at an event with my parents. I used to annoy the crap out of them, but yeah. I used to have this, the iPod Touch. I think it was 6th gen, 5th gen, whatever, I don't know. Okay, I got it for my birthday and I used to read on that even though it had the tiniest screen on the planet, and I did have glasses even back then. And I used to read on that. I used to carry that thing around everywhere because I realized I could put books into it, and I used to take it everywhere. And yeah, I was just constantly reading. I remember this one time my parents had their college reunion back-to-back years because my dad was just a year above my mom, and we were sitting in this noisy, like super noisy celebration outside. You know, they were blasting music and there were people screaming on the microphone and stuff. And I was just sitting in the corner and with my book and I was reading. Nothing could shake me. To be honest with you guys, my concentration was amazing back then. It isn't that good anymore, but well, sometimes when I get into a book, I don't put it down. And I can seriously focus when I want to. Then came Netflix and this and that, and I just kind of fell out of touch with reading for a little bit. And then it was my goal last year to start reading a lot again, and I mean, I didn't really accomplish it. I would say I read about like 30 books, less maybe. I definitely read 25, and I know that doesn't sound like a super amazing number, but my goal this year is to improve it. And so I thought, and I saw these videos going around YouTube about a reading journal, and I was just like, okay, this sounds amazing. And so I told my dad, I was like, listen, I'm gonna get myself and make myself a reading journal apart from my bullet journal, simply because I want to motivate myself to read more. And my dad was all for it. He used to love when I was reading, and so I went ahead. Now, this particular notebook isn't a super fancy notebook. It's not Natural and Olive, which was my bullet journal, my second bullet journal last year. It's not a Notebook Therapy, which is my bullet journal right now. And it's not from a super like well-known company either. I have like a list of 160 GSM dotted notebooks that I want to check out and try before I settle on one. And trust me, it'll take me like 3 years to finish off that list. And I did plan on doing reviews for you guys. And I also know that I need notebooks for other things, which I will eventually buy. And those will be my excuse for using and trying and testing out the 160 GSM paper and different notebooks that have it. Yeah. So, but this notebook I found on Amazon, and it's only available on Amazon.in because it's an Indian company called the Mood Twisters. And it's like it's a newer company. They charge about as much as the Archer and Olive, which is insane to me, but I got it at a 50% discount, and so that's why I actually bought it, because it was much cheaper than any of the other books, and it came a lot faster because of, you know, Amazon shipping and stuff, because I had Prime, and so it came in like a day. And yeah, and I mean, the cover is like cardboard and stuff. You guys will see in just a second. And I will show you guys, and I will do a review for this notebook as well, simply because I want to, because there are some things that I've noticed that is completely different from the notebooks that I've used so far, which, by the way, like I said, it's just the Archer and Olive and the Notebook Therapy. But basically, there are some things that are different, some things that I don't like about it, some things that it doesn't matter, but it's there, and I want to tell you guys all about that. And that's it. This is my reading journal. So if you guys are interested in setting up your own with me, I know this is quite late into the year, but I will show you guys what I did. So, and you know something, I actually filmed this video like 3 weeks ago and I have the footage sitting on my computer, but because I'm uploading only once a week now, I had other videos that needed to go up before this, and here we are. And so if you guys are setting up, grab a notebook. It doesn't have to be a 160 GSM. Grab a notebook, pen, pencil, colors if you want to, and or if you're not planning with me and just chilling out, then grab a snack, a drink, whatever, and let's get into it.
Okay, so here is the notebook. As you can see, it's just a purple cardboard cover with a cute gold bubble tea foiled printed thing on top of it. And on this page, obviously, I'm just writing my name to start the book off. And I really like the font of this book belongs to. I thought it was really cute. Now for my cover page of the year, which is,
it just says 2021 and reading journal in a different font, and I thought I could just do a simple kind of line writing, cursive writing cover page for the year, and that would be good enough. Now I'm just adding some simple grid and solid colored washi tape to finish it all off, to give it that extra little finishing touches, and I'm done. Flipping to the next page is my reading goal for the year, which is actually 50 books. At first it was going to be 52 books because I thought, one book a week should do and be good for me. But then I thought, there'll be weeks where I have submissions, and at the same time there'll also be weeks where I will be on vacation. So I think 50 books is a good number to start with. And actually, as I'm recording this voiceover, I'm on goal. I have read 3 books in the month of January. How this page works, if you guys have not seen a reading journal setup before, is basically you just kind of color in the boxes as you finish the book, and that will give you kind of a visual representation of where you are in terms of your reading goal for the year. The page next to my reading goal page is just a simple quote. It says, "We lose ourselves in books, we find ourselves there too." Actually, you can see me making a mistake with the spelling of ourselves, which is really embarrassing, but I just went back in and covered it up with some white pen, and I wrote the E over that. Now I'm once again just adding the same simple washi tape that I stuck to in the cover page and finishing off the quote page. This is my TBR list. Now, the reason I made it such a huge list is simply because I thought I could just keep it as a running list instead of TBR by year or month or whatever. It's just any book that I'll pick up and I look at the synopsis and I find it good to read, I shall just put it in the list, whether I read it this year or next year or this month or next month or whatever. It doesn't matter. And at the top, I'm just writing TBR in this really fancy font, which I can't remember the name of. But yes, I know it looks like Times New Roman. columns are just a simple number, date, title, and author. This spread is my 21 books in 2021 spread, which I've seen obviously going around. It's in your bullet journal. You can do it with goals. In your reading journal, you would obviously do it with books. And so some of these books are books that are lying in my bookshelf that I want to read, for example, Six of Crows. Then some of them are that have been highly recommended to me before, which is like The Hate You Give. And some of them I found them on BookTube or in videos or on websites, blogs and stuff, and they seemed really interesting, and so I'm just putting that down. Actually, if you see the book This Was a Man by Jeffrey Archer, that book, it's lying in my bookshelf right now, but after I finished cutting and pasting and filming this video, my mom tells me that it's part of a series. No, I did not look before putting it here. I generally enjoy Jeffrey Archer books, so I thought, oh, this is lying in the shelf, so I'm just gonna read it. And my mom tells me it's part of a series of 7, and I'm just like, no, not happening. And another book that has an interesting story is Ember in the Ashes that I've put in here. I have actually read Ember in the Ashes before, and the reason I chose to read it again is because I only read Ember in the Ashes and I never went back to the series, and I want to read the series, and so I'm gonna start with the first book all over again. After I'm done sticking down the book covers, I just wrote 21 books in 2021 at the top, put in some washi tape to decorate the side, which was looking quite empty, and left it at that. The next spread is my bookshelf spread, basically the titles of all the books that I read in the year with the kind that it is, which is like physical or an ebook or whatever. I don't like reading audiobooks, so that's not a category that I eventually included in this, even though I thought I would, and then I decided against it. But basically, you know, it's just, you've seen it before, it's just a bookshelf with empty spines drawn in, and you know, like plants and coffee mugs, just to make it a little bit more interesting, and you fill in the spines as you read books with their titles and the color that, you know, you choose as the key. I've actually put in 52 book spines in this particular spread because I thought I was being optimistic. What if I exceed my goal of 50 books? I've put in 2 extra books, and if eventually that's less too, I'm writing down a review for each and every book that I read in this book anyway, and so it should be fine. The next spread is an idea that I saw in someone else's video where she records if she reads every single day and she colors it in. Now I have this stamp from Notebook Therapy that I put to good use over here, and I use my Tombow pen as kind of the stamp pad for this, and I'm just going to fill in the number of days that I read. It's kind of like a habit tracker, but it's just for reading, and that is what I did. And the title, I've just given it, Read Every Day. Once that was done, I just wrote the names of the months on the sides of the mini calendars that are there. Basically, I've written them in horizontal line rather than vertical. I just found that to be easier, and so that's what it is. In the month of May, I actually covered up the green with a white pen by mistake when I was actually right. It's just that May has an extra Monday in the month, which I didn't account for in the stamp, and that's what you can see happen. I go back in with the green on the May calendar and fill in the whites, fill in the things that I had done green but then white it out with green again. This spread is my monthly stats spread. Basically, I'm gonna record an overview of the number of books that I read, the number of pages that I read, and the number of days that I read in the month, just to keep a track of everything all together in one place. This page is an interesting one because I saw this around YouTube when I was watching all those reading journal setup videos, and a lot of people did something called a book bracket to basically decide the best book that you read of the year. And I'm gonna do it simply because I found it a fun idea and I thought it would be nice to do. So there's 12 spaces going vertically in the first line, 6 in the second, 3 in the third, and one last spread to decide, one last space to decide the ultimate winner. And the page next to it is just a quote page all over again, and it says reading is dreaming with open eyes. Once again, I'm just adding some washi tape to finish it off, and that's it. The next page is my January cover, which is all that's going to be for the monthly spreads, just a cover and a TBR page. The cover is just going to have the name of the month, the number of the month, and a doodle of what I like to do while reading. So for January, I put in a vinyl disc, even though I don't actually own a vinyl disc or a vinyl disc player of any kind. But basically, it's to indicate that I love music. And the page next to it is my TBR for the month. This is my February cover page because I didn't post this video in January, and so when I am posting it, February has already started, so I need to go in and make the February cover page all over again. It's the same thing as the January cover page, except the doodle this time is a coffee glass. And I wasn't too concerned with adding highlights or shadows or any of that, or making it look realistic in any shape or form. It's just basically a line drawing with the liquid inside colored brown, because I do love some good black coffee for myself. This is the final flip through of my reading journal, so enjoy. I actually had a lot of fun making this, and as you can see soon enough, I am actually on top of my goal, which is to read one book a week. I had 3 filled in for January, I know, but I was quite busy with the submission and stuff, and I'm hoping to actually continue the streak where I read at least 3 books a month. Even the bookshelf is filled in, and it's yellow for the fact that I read physical books. And I filled in the read every day thing and the January stats and the book bracket. My favorite book was 6 of Crows out of the 3 that I did read. And the TBR is filled in, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and that was that. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys liked it. So far I am still on top of my goal, which is crazy to say. It's only been a month, but yeah, I'm on top of my goal, and I hope to continue to be on top of my goal. And yeah, so if you guys liked it, head down below and subscribe if you want more from me, and like the video. Leave a comment on whether you guys are maintaining a reading journal this year, if you liked my setup, if you're gonna try out the notebook, all of that good stuff. And I hope you have an amazing day ahead of you, and bye.